right now. You're listening to the Scary Vibes podcast. My name is Michael, aka Mr. Scary Vibes.
And my name is Abe, aka Bigg Paranormal. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back.
Welcome back. Today's a fun episode. We actually have our first guest of 2026, and it's somebody from the Scary Vibes community. So let me introduce everybody to Rebecca.
Hello.
Rebecca, nice to have you.
So today's a fun episode. So we're going to kind of go over what we've been watching lately. And then, have you ever wondered if maybe you've encountered aliens or have you ever been abducted? Well, I actually have a list, and we're going to go over that later on this episode. But before we get into all of that, Abraham, how have you been?
Been doing okay, man. I'm actually coming off a migraine right now, man. And for anybody that suffers from migraines, you guys know that sometimes it can be really debilitating. With me, I get them really bad sometimes, and they just kind of hit me out of nowhere. So I'm actually doing a lot better. You know, I took some meds for it and everything, so I'm actually doing good. So if there's a couple times where my brain kind of delays at points, it's probably just because of that, you know. But yeah, other than that, man, everything's going pretty decent. Can't really complain. You know, it's been a little bit warmer over here in Chicago, right? It's around 45 degrees, which is pretty much springtime here in Chicago, man. We have some crazy temperatures, you know. I mean, at one time they were calling us Siberia, and you know, we just have like crazy cold over here, you know. But other than that, things have been going pretty decent. You know, the cold actually forced me into watching a couple movies and stuff like that, which when we get into it, I'll definitely be able to share with you guys and give you guys my critique of these films of whether or not you guys actually want to check them out or not, you know. But yeah, what about you, Mike? How you doing, man? What's new in your world?
Well, before we get into me, I feel like it's rude. Like, Rebecca's here. I
Oh,
want her to kind of tell us about where she's from, maybe what's her favorite scary movie. What do you got for us?
So I'm from England, near London. I love anything scary, really. My favourite, what's my favourite? Like The Shining's pretty good. I love Shaun of the Dead. That's my absolute favourite. Just anything.
yes.
Yeah. Shaun of the Dead is my number one.
Shaun of the Dead is
So,
definitely a favorite of mine also. Yes.
Yeah,
so
my
fun
cats are named
fact.
after the characters of Shaun of the Dead.
Oh, that's
Well,
awesome.
what are their names?
Shaun and Pete.
I got my
Very
cat
nice.
Chucky, but my daughter named him, so I don't think she knew who like the redheaded Chucky doll was, but now she knows. So I love that for her.
He is pretty cool though. So Chucky's main guy.
So fun fact. So yeah. So you said that you are in London. We're in Chicago. This is probably the earliest episode me and Abraham have ever done in the history of Scary Vibes. And another fun fact on top of that is I actually worked in inventory for my job last night, and I am running on. I'm like, I don't know, awake for like 40 hours.
Whoa.
Oh my god.
So so
Dude, are
I
you okay?
dude, I could see the bags under my eyes. Like I never see bags under my eyes, but I can see bags under my eyes. I am tired, but I know over the weekend we kind of were planning to schedule to do this, but life happened and we had to push it back, and I could not push it back again. So I am here for the fans.
Well, I gotta say, Mike, we definitely appreciate you sacrificing hours of precious sleep to be here, man. Thank you,
Definitely.
thank you. I think we're all running off of no sleep because I think it's pretty late over there by you, right, Rebecca? What time is it over there?
Yeah, it's like nearly 8:30 at night,
Oh wow,
like in the
okay.
evening.
See, team
But
no
yeah.
sleep.
So I had something kind of. So I've been good. Okay, I've been good. But I kind of had something creepy happen yesterday, and I kind of wanted to talk about it on the podcast. And
Okay.
okay, so my job, I've worked at the same place for the last 15 years. Okay, so
Yeah.
I got a lot of people who know me. People come in, hey, what up, Mike? How you doing, Mike? We love you, Mike. Sometimes I'm at the grocery store and people are like, hi, Mike. But okay, so you're at the grocery store and somebody's like, hey, don't you work here? Yesterday, I had a guy at my job and said, don't you live here? And he gave me my address.
Oh, yeah. That's
That's weird.
that's that's pretty creepy, man. Like he knew your
Move
exact
house.
address.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. He's like, don't you live on so and so street? And I was like, I just kind of ignored him and kind of walked away. Because I was kind of like really creeped out because, obviously I have my daughter and whatnot. And I was just like, that's weird.
That's extremely weird, dude. Do you owe any bookies money or anything? Like, are there people looking for you to settle up some debt or something? Because that's like something straight out of a movie.
Well, usually I never live in the same place as long as I lived. I think I've lived here too long. It's time for me to move.
I think so, man.
So I
I
know
think
I know Bigg Paranormal used to live in Michigan and Chicago. I've always been in Chicago. Have you been in London your whole life, Rebecca?
It's just outside London, but yeah. So when I lived at home, it literally is 2 minutes from like my house that I used to live in, and then now when we bought our house, it's 2 minutes up the road. Same area. I won't ever move out
Is there any
of the area.
so I know like all the Chicago urban legends, but is there like some like London urban legends that are like what's like top of the list? Like who the fuck am I supposed to stay away from if I ever go out there?
There's one. It's called. There's a road. It's called Bluebell Hill, and it's on the way to somewhere called Maidstone near me. And there used to be, I think it was in the 60s or 50s, apparently a limousine crashed, and it was two people that was getting married, or they'd been married, they got married, got in a
mm,
crash, died. So if you're on Bluebell Hill, you do see the woman in a wedding dress in the road, and people have stopped because they thought someone was in the road, and there was no one in the road. It was just the ghost of the bride. And then there was another one that's literally round the corner from me. Her name was Loopy Lynn. She lived in the woods, and if you went in there, she would chase you with a hot kettle of tea. But I never saw her.
Fuck.
But I've always believed in Loopy Lynn.
so wait, so you're telling me that these two like stories, these legends have happened like near you, like close
Yeah, like
proximity?
so close. Yeah, like I drive down Bluebell Hill if I
Oh,
went to Maidstone. Anytime I'd drive down there, and I drive near where Loopy Lynn's woods is all the time. Well, it's near me, so yeah, literally round the corner.
I wish I wish I could say that. I wish that I could say that was awesome, but that sounds so creepy. Oh man,
I
that's
mean,
nuts.
it'd be cool to be cruising and like see the married couple and be like, "Yo, what up? Like, congrats." But to run into that girl with the hot tea,
Yeah,
bro, I'm not
not
trying to
good.
get a I'm not trying to get I'm not trying to get I wonder what's the origin of that.
I don't know. I just
That's
think she was a
that's
crazy woman that
interesting.
did live. She was a real person. She did live in the woods, and she was a nutter, and she
Oh,
would chase you out of her area if we was, kids and we was in the woods messing about.
Interesting. Wow. So it's like crazy how like it's one of those things like where you take something that happens in real life and it kind of morphs into, some kind of scary story that kind of takes on a life of its own. You have
Yeah,
this
now
real
everyone
woman
knows about it.
that that's so awesome. I love
Yeah,
that. It's like 20, 30 years from now, maybe who knows, maybe it's going to turn into like its own urban legend and people are going to be talking to like the story's going to change and all of a sudden they're going to say like yeah she snatched up a couple kids and
yeah. I
like
tell my son about it
it
all the
becomes
time. He's 7, and he's like, "Oh, Loopy Lynn," and I'm like, "Yeah, she's nuts. You want to stay away from her."
Loopy Lynn. Man, we're going to have to keep an eye out for that one, honestly. Okay, so you know what, Mike? I did completely blank on something. You did ask if anything happened, and I completely blanked on it, probably just because, the whole migraine stuff. But, bro, I don't know what it is with me and closets, right? In
Are
past,
you are you are you coming out of the closet? Is that what we're doing right now?
well, I mean, I never went in, and I will never go in there because of all the
I'm
creepy
joking.
stuff that happens with me and closets. I don't understand it, man. So, Rebecca, I'm not sure if you know about this, but I have a weird history with closets. I've had really strange things happen with closets, right? And so in the past, I've had situations where, like, I woke up in the middle of the night and something flew past my face, just this dark shadow, and I freaked out and I looked around my room to kind of see what it was, and my closet door was just wide open. It was
Oh,
just
that's
wide open,
disgusting.
and I never sleep with my closet. Yeah, I never sleep with my closet door open, right? So that was just one instance. Another time, I fell asleep in my basement apartment and I was dreaming that I was being dragged into a cave, and I could, like, see the cave walls, I could smell the moss, I could hear, like, the crashing of waves, and I could feel the sand underneath my hands, like, through my fingertips. And I, felt like there was this, like, kind of jerking motion of somebody dragging me by my feet into this cave. And when I woke up, I was on the floor of my apartment and my legs were inside the closet.
That's horrible.
So
That's awful.
I was terrified.
It sounds like
It
a
was
scene
terrifying. Again,
from.
another situation where I'd never sleep with my door open, yet my door was wide open and I was halfway in the closet. So it always begs the question, like, what would have happened if I wouldn't have woken up? It freaks me out. But last night I've had two weird incidences with this damn closet, and it's like just like feet from me right now, and it kind of creeps me out. But the door itself was open. I saw that it was just a crack open, right? So I'm like, excuse me. So I'm like, what the hell? So I go and I shut it, and I mean, I check on it, right? I pull on the knob to make sure that it doesn't, that, like, the latch actually clicks and that it's not going to open. So I leave my room for a little bit and I'm doing something. Then I end up coming back and I'm sitting down in my chair and I, like, kind of lean over and I look. The damn closet door is open again. Nobody goes in my room but me. And I'm like, what is going on? So I go over and I do what dumb people do in horror movies, of course. So I, like, open the door, I look inside it, make sure there's nobody there, shut the door, tug on it again just to make sure that it's okay. But so far it's stayed closed, right? But so that happened last night. A couple days ago, it was really late at night. I was having a horrible time trying to sleep, and I'm sitting in my chair because sometimes I can fall asleep easier in my chair than I can in my bed. And so I'm sitting in the chair, I have my head laid back, and I start hearing whispering. I'm like, eyes open. I'm like, what
Is
the
he
hell's
talking
that?
dirty in your ear?
Dude, there was whispering coming from the closet.
I'd
Was
move
he like,
house
"Hey, Big
right now.
Daddy"?
No, it was multiple voices just chattering. Like, I couldn't make out what the hell they were saying, dude, but I'm like, "Oh man. I think I'm going to have to, like, in order to feel better at night, I'm going to have to barricade the door. Like, I'm going to have to just put a whole bunch of heavy stuff in front of it just to be able to sleep at night." But there's weird stuff going on with this closet, man. I don't know what's going on with it.
You need some sage.
It's creepy.
Oh, I got all that. I got all that. I got boxes and boxes.
Shove it in
But
there.
you know what? But it has been a while. It has been a while since the last time I did a cleansing, so definitely
So
gonna have
would
to
you?
work on that.
So would you? Okay, so were you being dragged into the closet, or was this a dream?
No, dude. So in the dream, I was being dragged into the cave, right?
Okay,
In
so
the
you
dream,
were being okay, yeah. So you were dreaming.
but when I woke up, I was on the floor halfway in my closet, dude.
Were you naked?
What? Dude, really? That's the question? Really? Come on, man.
I mean, are you okay? Are you okay?
Are you
I'm
hurt?
okay. I mean, other than being completely terrified, like,
Was there like growling? Was there any noises when you woke up? Did
no. Thank
well, that's
God.
good.
Oh my God, are you kidding me? I probably would have pissed my pants, man. Like, that would be terrifying.
So, if there's anybody watching or listening right now, and you're jealous of Rebecca being on the episode, right now we are looking for guests throughout the entire year, throughout the entire rest of the Scary Vibes podcast universe. If you have a scary story, if you have a love for just anything horror related and you want to be on the episode, reach out on Instagram, Facebook, scaryvibes.help@gmail.
Mm-hmm.
Get in contact with us. So,
Absolutely. We would love to hear your guys' stories.
so one of the big reasons that Rebecca reached out to us is that she was telling me about a story when her and her husband were living in a separate place, and this place is haunted. And I was like, you have to get on the episode. You need to tell Abraham. You need to tell the listeners. You need to tell the watchers. And I'm curious to hear the story with all its details.
It's a good one. So before we moved out, there's a bit of a backstory. So I live with my nan and my granddad, and my dad also lived with us because he had substance abuse issues. So so it was his mum and dad. So my nan and granddad, we lived there. I've lived there since I was born. So when we moved out, so probably 32 years I lived there. Never liked it. It was really creepy. The landing was creepy. You go up the stairs. It was just awful. I hated it. Didn't like the dark. And then 2014, my dad passed away, and his bedroom was next to
Oh,
my bedroom. So my nan and granddad's bedroom was a little bit down the hallway. Then there was my bedroom, and my dad's bedroom was next to mine. And when my dad was alive, he used to come in from wherever he'd been. He'd come and bother me and Jamie and go, "Oh, what you watching? What you doing? What game you playing?" And he'd go back into his room, and we wouldn't see him for the rest of the day. And he passed away in his room on Boxing Day in 2014. 6 months later, me and Jamie are in bed. We wake up exactly the same time. I woke up, he woke up. Really weird. We both woke up, looked in the corner of my bedroom where the door was, and there was a massive black mass. And I looked at him and I was like, "What is that?" And he was like, "What the fuck is that? What is that?" Both of us saw it. And then you just heard massive bangs as if someone was running along the landing, outside my room. And that's what my dad used to creep up, have a little listen what we was doing, and run back into his bedroom to see what we were listening to. And I knew that 100% that was him. But it was the scariest thing that I've ever experienced in my life. And I was like, "Turn the light on. I can't go to sleep now." That was awful. We both saw it. It was a huge black mass. And then 6 months after that, I then saw the same black mass leaning over Jamie in the same, in my old bedroom, just leaning over him, looking at him. Yeah. And I've never liked that house, ever. It's just always been a
oh
creepy.
my.
Yeah.
That is terrifying. That
And
is
even though I
absolutely
knew,
terrifying. I mean,
maybe it was my dad, it was
uh
so frightening. Because I was like, "Is that you or is it not you? What are you doing in here if that is you?" And then just to hear them run along the landing, run away, and the floorboards moving, I was like, "No, not for me."
Yeah, because you never really know. Because sometimes a spirit or something could always take a shape of like a loved one or something to try to get you to feel a certain type of way, or it could have been that. I'm curious, since you've moved, do you know if anybody else has had any other, stories like that?
So so because it was my nan and granddad's house, my granddad also died in the house 2 years ago. And then my nan said that all sorts of weird things happen in there, and she thinks it's him, but there's loads of weird things happening. But then weird things happen in our house now. Like I've seen the man, the man in the hat that you see sometimes when you wake up,
Man in
like
the
sleep
Hat.
paralysis.
Heard.
The man in the hat. I've seen him a couple of times in my
Mm-hmm.
house, and I fucking hate it. And I think, go away. I don't need you here. But yeah, that house that I used to live in, that I grew up in, is haunted. And one day that will be our house. That we will inherit that house, and I will live there. But I know that it's full of ghosts.
Oh man, you know what? I have not had any experiences with the Hat Man. Honestly, I'm hoping I never do, because from what people have described of the Hat Man, it's a pretty terrifying experience.
Oh, it's
I've had
horrible.
my own experiences with sleep paralysis. Is it? What was that
Yeah.
experience like? Like what did he look like?
It was just I was sleeping in my son's bedroom with him. Like he loves us to like tickle his back to bed, and he was probably about 4. He's 7 now, and at the end of the hallway, I could just see him just peeping with his little hat, like his little bowler hat, and it was just
Mm-hmm.
black. The hat was black. He was like all black. It was just all dark, and then just red eyes. And I was like, oh, I don't like this. I don't go away. But yeah, I've seen him a couple of times, but I just ignore it and hope he goes
Oh
away.
man, having to see it one time would be terrifying. Oh my god! But you've seen him multiple times.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm actually not that familiar with him, but I'm looking it up right now. It's saying the Hat Man is widely reported as a shadow person, an entity, often described as a tall, dark, figureless figure wearing a wide brim hat and a trench coat, frequently appearing during sleep paralysis, hallucinations, and some people report while taking high doses of whatever the fuck, like Benadryl.
antihistamine.
Yeah, he's often seen in bedrooms and associated with intense dread. Did you get like sweaty and scared when you seen the Hat
Yeah,
Man?
awful. And I've had sleep paralysis a couple of times as well in my other half when we lived in his parents' house for a while, and that was also awful. And I had sleep paralysis twice there, and I've never had it since, only at his mum and dad's
I
house.
love it. I had
Hate
talked
it. It's
about it on a
horrible.
different episode. I had gotten it. I was laying in my bed and I was like, I woke up and I was trying to scream for help. I was like, but I could move my body. I couldn't speak, and I literally thought I was dying, and my heart was just pounding out of my chest. But after it had happened and my body started moving and I knew I was okay, that type of adrenaline that I received, it was like ecstasy. It was the greatest feeling ever. I'm like, bro, I want this feeling again, but it never happened again. I only had it happen once.
Dude,
It's like
everything that you just described it just sounded absolutely horrible.
That
And the
sounds
fact that
awful,
you're
but you
saying
love
that
it.
you loved it,
it was like the
like,
greatest roller coaster of my life, and it was free.
dude, I just look, man, you are hardcore. You are totally hardcore. If that is something that you actually enjoy feeling, Mr. Scary Vibes indeed.
I'm just pray that it happens again for me. I'm waiting for it.
I like getting
I've never
This
had
scared
that
because
guy.
type
that's
of
fun,
adrenaline.
but sleep paralysis, no thank you. Not again. But I'll scare myself by watching films and stuff.
I agree.
I'm just so desensitized. I need something scary to watch.
Something scary to watch.
So I'm challenging our listeners, our watchers. Drop some comments. Hit me up. Hit us up. Let us know what is some scary ass shit. I mean, my
I
mom was
already
showing
told
me The
you.
Exorcist when I was like 8 years old. I'm just fucked. It ruined everything for me. How is anything gonna ever top The Exorcist?
You know what?
Yeah, I've
Yeah,
been.
you're
Yeah,
right
same.
about that. I mean,
How
go
old were
ahead.
you guys when you guys seen that movie?
I think when did, I don't know. Well, I was 7 when I saw Nightmare on Elm Street. My dad was pretty cool, so we just used to watch
Ooh,
scary films all the time. And now I'm a cool mum, and I try and show up my son's stuff, but then I'm like, oh, actually, no, you can't watch Nightmare on Elm Street. You're only 7. Even though I watched it when I was 7, I'm like, no, you can't watch it. You can watch. He's seen Shaun of the Dead, and The Frighteners. Watched that yesterday.
Oh, we talked about that in the last episode, and
Yeah,
I was kind of like, Abe loved it. What did you think about it?
I loved it. I haven't seen it for years, and I was like, "Oh, I love this. This is really good." And I was like to my other half, I was like, "Oh, like, can he watch it? I don't know. Like, is he too young?" And he was like, "Nah, he can watch it," and he loved it. Absolutely loved it. I really enjoyed it.
yeah, I love me. I don't know. I love me a good horror comedy, man, and that's definitely it's a great horror comedy. It's
Yeah,
not, it's just enough craziness, right? It's just enough craziness. There's not like too much gore or anything like that, so you wouldn't actually have to worry about showing your kids if you wanted to show your kids that movie. But like I remember when I worked in the public school system here in Chicago, it was nuts to me how like little kids in kindergarten, in the earliest stage of school would come up to me and tell me, "Have you seen the Chainsaw Massacre?" And I'm like, "Dude, you're a baby. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean?" Like, yeah,
oh
yeah,
yeah,
we
I'd
just
never
watched
show him
Chainsaw
that.
Massacre. Like, what? This is absolutely insane that people would show these like toddlers this crazy stuff. But I mean, hey, look, to each their own. I'm just saying I would never do that.
No, I was
Yeah, I
that
wouldn't.
time,
He
but
knows who Leatherface is, and he knows who Ghostface is, but I wouldn't let him watch him yet.
I try to get my daughter to watch. The only thing she's seen is Casper.
Oh, I
We
love
had a
Casper.
walk out of Beetlejuice. We had a walkout of Beetlejuice, and she did sit through Five Nights at Freddy 1, but I felt really bad. She got really scared of it, and it was PG-13. I thought it was gonna be not scary, but there was some pretty creepy parts, and
That one's not that bad. The second one I watched on my own, and I was like, I'll watch this first
Okay.
just to make sure. And then I was like, no way can he watch that. It was actually quite creepy, and I was like, no way. He can't watch that until he's at
so
least
the
10.
Ooh,
second
that's
one.
actually you actually got me pretty excited to watch that movie then. That's awesome. Because I did
Yeah,
enjoy
it
the
is
first one.
really
It was a little
creepy.
kind of slow paced for stuff to happen. Oh, I'm so excited then. I really want to watch the
Yeah,
second one.
there's lots of creepy little bits, and I'm like, oh no, he can't watch that. No way. He'll have nightmares.
So Abraham, I know before the episode you were kind of talking about a horror movie that you had, watched recently. I
Hmm.
don't think I ever heard of it. What was it?
So the movie that I actually watched was called Rosario. It was in films for like a short. I'm sorry, films. It was in theaters for a short stint. I originally had planned to go watch this movie in the theaters, but never really got the chance. And so basically, it is a movie that is very deep rooted in kind of the Afro Caribbean religious practice of Apollo Mayambe, right? And similar to like Santeria, they pray to different deities and different saints and things of that nature. Um, the film itself is actually available to rent on Prime right now. I think it's like $4 maybe. It was $3.99 when I purchased it. So basically, the film follows a young woman who comes from a Hispanic family, right? And she kind of is jaded, towards the idea of her family because she's a little bit ashamed of kind of where she comes from. She's a very high-powered executive, very successful businesswoman. She's made a name for herself in her career, and she's kind of distanced herself from her family over the years because she had like a bad experience with the grandmother at one of her birthday parties, and it just didn't sit well with her. She didn't really like the type of religion that she was involved in. Well, this young lady ends up getting notification that her grandmother passes away, right? So she passed away, and she is the closest one to where the grandmother used to live. So the father asks her to go and, kind of just be there with her until the paramedics, everything can come and take the body to the coroner's office. And um, so she goes, and again, she has this like really just complicated relationship with her grandmother. She knows that her grandmother did what she believes was dark magic, and she believes that her grandmother was trying to curse her. Um, which, if you grew up in a
I don't know this
Hispanic
grandma, but
household,
I don't like her.
right? So like you already have this negative opinion about the grandmother. And so if you've grown up in like a Spanish household, that sometimes there is a fear of that, right? Like I myself am Hispanic, and there is a fear of like, oh, a person can do black magic on you, or they can do like witchcraft on you. So those kind of thoughts were like kind of in the back of my mind, thinking about my own experiences with that kind of stuff. And that's what kind of contributed to the whole creepiness of the movie itself. It's very dark, which I absolutely love. I love to see like a dark setting, right? In all of these films. I love to see films that are about different cultures and different types of practices. Um, and it was very different from the normal horror movies that you watch in every day and age, which I thought was just great. It was a great change. And so she basically starts going through her grandmother's things, and she's just finding more and more dark stuff, right? And so it's like solidifying that, okay, my grandmother was involved in this practice, right? And she was praying to this deity. And so, but it's so crazy. It's kind of psychological, because the more that she's searching through all of these things, the scare, she's getting more and more scared, because she's like, what exactly was my grandmother involved in? What was she trying to do with me that day at my birthday party? And so she's trying to put these pieces together, and all this really creepy stuff is happening. The whole time she's doing this, like discovering her grandmother's dead body is in like the front room, just there with a like a sheet over it. And there's a scene where she goes and just like, I don't know what type of curious person is in a room with a dead body and just thinks, let me go take a look.
Ed Gein.
Right? I'm sorry.
Ed Gein.
Oh, well, of course, you'd have some other things in mind.
As long as
But
she's not too, as long as she's not too warm, right?
oh God, oh, that was so
Have you
disturbing.
seen Have you seen the new Ed Gein, Rebecca?
Oh my god, yeah, I
Like on
loved it.
Netflix?
So good. It was fucked
It was
up, but it was so good. It was
like
brilliant.
from like a dark romance point of view. I loved like the little love story they added in there. That was totally not true, but I loved it. That was the only reason
I
I
know, and
liked it.
everyone, like all the girls at work, are like, oh, I love him, and I'm like, you wouldn't have loved him in real life. He was a weirdo, and he wasn't good looking. But obviously, they chose the right guy for the job.
Obviously, can you think about that? Like, what is it about? Like, what is it about these things? Like, you have these bad boys, or whatever I guess you could call them. It's like, that they're completely psycho, but yet there's something alluring about it, right? Because I remember, weren't there stories of like Ted Bundy receiving like fan mail from women that wanted to marry him? Like, this guy
Yeah, he
would
was the
murder
right
women.
ladies' man. They loved him, and I don't know why.
What? That's what I'm saying. Like, what is the appeal? Even the Night Stalker, right?
Well,
That was another
I think
Oh
serial
it's like
killer.
yeah,
Rebecca was saying. It's it's the idea of it, but then like like she had said, I'm sure if they were in a room with him alone, they would be clawing at the door to get out.
Hmm.
100%.
It's the
Yeah,
idea. It's the idea of that dark romance. I want to be fucking strangled type stuff.
but then they
Yeah,
don't really want to be strangled in real life.
In a controlled environment with consent.
I
Absolutely.
sorry, I sorry for interrupting you. Okay, so they're in the room with the dead body
Hmm.
in this
So she's
movie.
by herself through the majority of this film, man. And like I said, the setting is just dark. She's finding all these little trinkets and these, little statues and things of that nature. And there's creepy things that are happening all around the apartment. Things are moving. She thinks that she's seeing things, and she's remembering things that came up from her past. And all the while, like I said, the body is right there, dude. It's so creepy. It's a really creepy movie, and it just keeps going from bad to worse because for whatever reason, this girl just seems to think that, oh, look, I found a book that my grandmother had. Let me just start reading passages out of this book, and let me start doing rituals to try to take off this curse that I think she put on me. you know and I mean, I feel like other people would have just like sought professional help or sought some type of experienced practitioner or whatever to help them. But yeah, she's like, nah, I'm this high powered exec, I'm a smart person, I'm capable, so let me just try to read through this stuff and see what I can do and take this stuff off of me and whatever. And it just keeps going from bad to worse, man. And like, I
Sounds
don't want to
like my
keep
life.
going, give anything away, but if people want to check it out. But it is called Rosario. Unfortunately, it is not available to watch for free. You do have to pay like $4 for it. um but definitely check it out. I mean, I definitely recommend it. I enjoyed watching it. It's sort of, what it had a Drag Me to Hell feel to it.
Oh, I love that film.
Yeah, it was just
Well,
the
you were kind of
creepiness
talking
of the,
about.
the of the old woman. It's the same thing. It
Yeah.
has that same type of feel in this movie.
That's why I disown my grandma. Old people are weird. Old people are weird.
They are.
Like,
Some people are weird.
dude, I mean, some people are. Some old people are. But
Not
like,
all old people, but most
right,
old people.
obviously. But like, one of the things that used to break my heart, man, when I was a medical courier delivering to different old folks' homes and assisted living facilities, is some of them can be really scary and really creepy. And the odd thing is that they look very frail, but some of them are so strong. They're just ridiculously strong. Like, I've had times where I've walked past somebody in a wheelchair and they would just reach out and grab my wrist, and it was like my arm was in a vice.
What I'm picturing, Abraham, for some reason,
What's
I'm
that?
just picturing you at one of these old folks' homes, and there's just a bunch of people on rally scooters just trying to like grab you, and they're like asking you where their bookies are.
Dude, didn't I tell you? I told you about the experience that I had where I had to deliver medicine to one of these facilities, and the nurse told me, "Oh, you have to take it up to the seventh floor," which apparently was the wing with all of the mental cases.
Oh, I remember. Didn't you?
And
Didn't you
I was
say
like,
this on one
"Oh,
of the
okay."
podcasts? I think you've told this story, and I was like, "This is
Yes, I
nuts."
mentioned it. I mentioned it. I basically got cornered by like 10 or 12 of the just wildest looking people.
Oh my god.
And I'm not gonna lie, like, I'm a big guy. But I was afraid. I was afraid, man. Like, I thought that I was in a horror movie, just being completely surrounded. The elevator doors were behind me, but they wouldn't open unless a nurse came and like gave me a code. And the code that they gave me was wrong. It didn't work. And these people were just like surrounding me, and I'm like, oh man, like, I don't know what to do. Like, they're getting really close, and like, is it wrong for me to kind of push some of these people back and stuff? And then I didn't know if some of them were going to be violent, if I put my hands on them and just to move them back. It was a really scary experience, man. One that I do not care to do again.
For some reason, I think of just Resident Evil, like the door opening up, they're just walking around like, "Eh," and you're just like Can somebody sign this? I'm here to just drop off medication. Somebody please
It,
sign this.
in some instances, it is like that, man. And you
What was
literally
the
just
floor you
described
said it
like
was?
it
Mental
was the seventh.
patients?
Yeah, it was the seventh floor where all of like the mental patients, people with various mental issues, um, some of them were violent,
Surprised they
and
didn't keep
anything.
you there.
Why? Come on, man. Why would they keep me? That's messed up.
That's
But
funny.
I mean, and then you just like mentioned the thing about the elevator doors, which is I have a ridiculous, irrational fear of elevators. Not that I would get stuck in an elevator because that's happened to me a few times already, but like my biggest fear, and this is so silly, but my biggest fear is that when I go and I hit the button for an elevator, that the elevator doors are going to open and there's just going to be zombies behind those elevator doors and they're just going to swarm me. I don't know. Maybe it's, you know what? I blame my brother because he made me watch zombie movies when I was really, really young, and it like turned into a phobia for a long time for me. But that is an irrational fear that I have.
I have the
Is
same
there an
thing.
irrational fear that you have, Rebecca?
The zombie thing. Just I used to have, not so much
Okay.
now, but I used to have a risk assessment in my head. If it was going to happen right now, I'd know exactly what I was going to do, where I was going to go. I'd know the exits. I'd know like what to do, what to have. I don't know if you've ever read The Zombie Survival Guide by Max Brooks. Best book I've ever read. You need to read it just in case it ever happens. But yeah,
Ooh,
I read that and then just
I'm writing this down.
extremely paranoid. Yeah. So yeah, Zombie Survival Guide by Max Brooks is brilliant. Yeah. So zombies I worry about all the time. On the way to work I worry about it. At work I worry about it. Worrying about it now, just in case. It could happen at any minute.
Here we go, by Max Brooks. I'm definitely going to give that a read.
It's so
I
good.
got to check that out because you know what? You got to be informed, right? You have to be informed for
Yeah.
the zombie apocalypse.
Okay. So, aliens. Do you guys believe in aliens?
Yes.
Bigg Paranormal?
Um, the funny thing is we talked about this, and I do believe in aliens. I do believe in aliens, but I just find it hilarious that like what I purposely tell people that I don't believe in aliens because for whatever reason it triggers them, and the responses that I get are just unreal. People get really upset with me when I tell them, "No, I don't believe in aliens. Aliens don't exist." So of course that people get so angry and they're like, "Well, are you kidding me? The universe is mass and you think that there's no way that, there's got to be tons of other life out there." And I'm like, "No, there's no life out there." And they just yell and scream and they're, how do you explain the Easter Island heads, and how do you explain this, and how do you explain that? And I'm just sitting there just kind of laughing to myself to see how upset people get when you tell them that you don't believe. I totally believe in aliens. I do. I mean, I would have to be a fool to think that we are the only intelligent life in the universe, because if we are, that's pretty sad,
I mean, there's
honestly.
dolphins. Dolphins are smarter than us.
Dude, I don't know. I don't
Yeah, they are.
understand what this obsession with you and dolphins is.
Bro, they're fucking geniuses. That's what the obsession is. And the fact that the government doesn't want us talking to them. That's what I'm obsessed with.
I don't know, man. But the
Well,
funny thing is I'll even throw something in there to like even make them even more mad. Is I'll sit there and I'll say Bigfoot's real, but aliens
Bigfoot is
aren't real.
real.
Bigfoot's real, but aliens aren't real. The chupacabra is real, but aliens aren't real. Man, they lose their minds. They lose their mind. I'm telling you, if you think I'm making this up, try it. The next time this comes up in conversation, tell people that you don't believe in aliens and then tell them that you believe in Bigfoot over aliens and watch them lose their minds. It's hilarious. What about you, Mr. Scary Vibes? Do you believe in aliens?
Yes, I do. Okay, I do. And okay, so I know you kind of struggle with, like you kind of mess with people and this and that, but get this,
Mm-hmm.
okay? So I seen this documentary when I was like 9 years old. I don't know who was watching me. I wasn't being watched, okay? I was just doing whatever. I was watching The Exorcist. I was watching documentaries that were on LimeWire. And the name of the documentary was Aliens Are God. And it kind of went through the Bible, and it was just like it was talking about how, in the Bible they'll say things like, "Oh, there was a burning chariot in the sky," and they'll say, "Well, if you think about it, and these people don't have a good vocabulary or not the same vocabulary as we have in modern day, a burning chariot could easily be a spaceship in the sky. They could be describing." All these like phenomenons they're describing, they could easily be explained by aliens or stuff like that. So I think aliens are God.
You think aliens are God?
Yeah, I think we were put here by aliens.
Oh no. I
Okay, but
respect
anywho,
I respect your views.
so Abraham had no, I actually had sent Abraham a TikTok, and it explained 5 ways to know if you had encountered aliens. So I thought it would be kind of fun for us to kind of go through this together, and I'll kind of determine if I could trust you guys or if you guys are like aliens. Okay.
Ooh, this is fun.
Okay, so number one on the list. Have you guys ever had missing time that can't be explained?
I think so.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
I know sometimes I'm driving and I'll be like, how the fuck did I even get here?
Oh, I do
Like
that
Yeah.
all the
like I'll
time.
just zone out for like I'll just zone out and be like, where the hell how did I get here?
I drive to work. It's 5 minutes. I
Oh
don't
yeah.
Yeah.
ever remember driving to work. And I think, how did I park my car? Where did I park my car? No clue. Just driving, not knowing where I'm
Okay, so that's a
going.
check. That's a check for Rebecca.
Yeah.
Check mark.
Big.
Yeah, we might be aliens.
I,
Okay. Alright,
yeah.
number two. Sudden vivid flashbacks of nightmares by gray people. Have you guys ever had any like alien dreams? Any nightmares? Vivid flashbacks?
Not alien
I'm
dreams,
gonna
but
have to say no to that one.
flashbacks. But not grey people.
Yeah, I don't dream for some reason. I just black the fuck out at night. I don't know what's happening in my dreams. I did have somebody tell me that I was sleep talking once, and I was like yelling, like, "Where's the map?" And we're like going on an expedition.
Where's
So
the map?
I was like, "Where's the map?
Dora the
I need the
Explorer.
map."
Oh no.
I love that name. Okay,
Dora.
okay. Number three, unexplained physical marks or sensations.
Yes.
Hmm.
I am covered
Explain.
in
Unexplained
bruises.
physical mark? Really?
Yeah, my legs are. My mother-in-law actually said to me earlier, "Oh, why'd you get that bruise?" I went, "I don't know. No clue. Just my legs are covered in bruises all the time. Don't know where they come from. Don't know why I do.
Aliens. Aliens.
Probably, yeah.
Little gray men.
Yeah.
That's exactly what's going on.
What about you,
Yeah, not
Big?
me, man. I'm too heavy. They can't pick me up.
Bro, they got telekinesis. They could bend you like a spoon.
You don't know how strong their telekinesis is. They'd have an easier time getting me into their spaceship if they showed me a plate full of tacos. Just saying.
Yeah, I can't say that I've had any unexplained marks, at least that I could think of.
Okay, that's another check mark.
Okay, number four, sleep paralysis.
Oh.
Yes.
I fucking love that shit. Just give
Yo,
it to
what
me.
if the Hat Man is an alien?
He might be. He could be.
I
What
mean,
if
dude,
he's
it's terrifying. Now I'm just picturing a little gray man wearing a top hat. Kind
I
of
feel
makes it
like
a
they
little
should
less
add
scary.
I feel like they should add Hatman to like Mortal Kombat. Special like a special character.
Oh, that
What
would
would
be
his
dope.
powers be, though? What would his special ability be?
Ooh. Well, he would definitely be able to like teleport from one end to the other end. He'd
Yeah.
probably like tilt his hat down, do like some magic Mike moves.
The Magic Mike moves.
That's what
Like
I'm thinking.
starts whipping people with his cane. Like he just has a cane, just starts whipping them with it. Um, Dude, that would be a pretty cool. You know what? That would be such a good idea if somebody was able to take all these different cryptids, like the Hat Man, Slender Man, what was the one bird face
Mr.
looking
Scary
thing,
Vibes.
Momo, right? Mr. Scary
I
Vibes,
fucking
and
hate.
put
I
them
hate
all
Momo.
in like a Mortal Kombat esque type of fighting game. Oh, that would be
Oh, that would
so
be so
awesome.
cool.
We could even put your cryptid in there, or this lady. What was her name?
Oh,
The
Loopy
the T
Lynn.
the T woman.
Loopy Lynn.
Loopy Lynn. See, it writes itself, man. Look at that.
Right, we'll pattern that and we'll
All
do
right.
it.
Totally. You
Number
should.
number 5. Strange lights or objects that follow you.
I'm going to say yes
Not that I
because
can
strange
recall.
lights.
Yo, that's like
Explain.
4. That's like 4 for Rebecca already.
I'm an alien.
Okay.
100%.
Okay. There was this one time that I was like, I think it was when the shit was going on the news about, all these unidentified objects, like all the drones that were like in New Jersey and all that shit. I remember seeing something outside my house, and I told my daughter, I was like, bro, we gotta go to Walmart right now. We need water. We literally have one case of water. We need to go now. And she's like, it's 9 o'clock at night, and I'm like, bro, I'll get you some Twizzlers. Let's go. So I want to say there was at least like there was at one time that I seen something in the sky, and I was like, bro, I don't have enough water for this. I gotta go to the
Dude,
store.
I think it's hysterical that like you see these lights and you're freaking out about aliens, and the one thing you think about is going to the store to pick up one case of water.
No, I didn't go for one case of water. I got a bunch of stuff, but I was like, bro, I got only one case of water. Like, what if shit hits the fan? I'm not prepared.
Dude, I feel like that's another great subject for a movie, like a horror comedy. Like there's just like this crazy alien apocalypse happening, and like this guy just wants to go to the store just to get one case of water.
It's just really
That would be
thirsty.
so awesome. There you
Thirsty.
go. There you go. See, we got to write that too, Mike. There you go.
Hey. So, for all our
Okay.
listeners, watchers, I appreciate you guys sticking out, listening to us, watching us. If you got all 5 on the alien questions, hit me up. I want to have you on the episode. I've never met an alien before.
Yes, you
So,
have.
who?
Rebecca. She just
Oh,
admitted
4 out of 5. 4 out of 5. I'm nearly there.
it.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure. But this was a fun episode. I
It flew
appreciate you
by.
guys getting on here.
I know it's gone so quick.
Yeah, it actually flew by, man.
But my name is Michael, aka Mr. Scary Vibes.
And my name is Abe, aka Bigg Paranormal.
And I'm Becky.
And thank you, Rebecca.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rebecca, for coming on. We appreciate it so much.
Thank you so much, Rebecca.